Hey gang, welcome to the channel. My name is Andy. Okay, a question I get asked quite a bit is, should I buy a cheap Porsche? And for me, that's a question with two components. The first one is the reliability, the maintenance, the upkeep. And the second is the driving experience. Does a cheap Porsche deliver that incredible driving experience that we all crave? Now, with respect to the reliability, I'd simply say this. When you are considering buying a cheaper Porsche, look into the model that you are considering and do your research, do your homework. Find out if there are issues that that particular model suffered from, and then when you've found a car, do the investigation work to find out if that car has had those issues addressed. Something to be aware of with these cheaper cars, of course, is that quite often the maintenance has been neglected. So make sure you do your homework, and I would say absolutely pay to have a pre-purchase inspection done. Now, the second component, like I said, is the driving experience. Does it deliver that amazing Porsche driving experience? Today we're going to try and find out. We are going to go for a drive in this. This is a Porsche 986 Boxster. It's not a great example, but that's exactly what we want. We're going to drive a cheap Porsche and see if it delivers that Porsche experience. Alright, so the Porsche 986 Boxster. You know, here in Australia, a cheap one of these will set you back around $17,000. That's at the absolute bottom end. So in the States, that's the equivalent of about $10,000. This particular example, well, I'm not sure it would fetch much more than that, to be honest. It's a high mileage car with nearly 220,000 kilometers on it. It is in not the best condition. There's damage to the bodywork, certainly damage or just wear and tear on the interior. So I would say this is a good example of a cheap Boxster. So it's a great car therefore to explore in terms of trying to answer the question, does it deliver a Porsche driving experience? I have to say, driving these little twisties through here, certainly the chassis dynamics that you expect of Porsche's mid-engine Boxster platform are all very much present and accounted for in this car. Definitely fun. Straight away, I'm having fun. So that's a tick from a Porsche perspective. Now, it's entirely possible that were you to buy a 986 Boxster with such high kilometers on it so cheaply, that the car you buy would need some work done on it, and this car definitely fits that bill. I would say straight away the thing I can tell needs, let's say, sorting on this car is the suspension. I'm not sure whether it's the dampers or whether it is the bushings or a combination of those two things, but the ride quality on the car, let's just say it's very easily unsettled. Now, contrasting that, you can tell that the chassis and the mid-engine layout of the Boxster, all the things you've read about or heard about with respect to how those two things combine to create a cornering experience, you can tell they're still there. You can tell that actually what they're doing is compensating for the poor damping that this car suffers from. If you can do a little bit of work to make the chassis work the way it's designed to, then this is a car that will carry amazing momentum. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Because when the car was new, well, it came out, it weighs 1,250 kilograms, it had 201 horsepower in the late 90s, and it did the 0 to 100 kilometers an hour sprint in 6.7 seconds. So it's not by any means a quick car, at least not in pure acceleration terms. However, driving it around corners like this one, it's a car that can maintain momentum because it has this beautiful balance to it. The car's not loud. It's definitely, I would say, more daily driver spec in the way that it sounds. But look at this. I'm threading it down a narrow country road with twists, with turns, with surface changes, and I'm having an absolute ball. And when you think about it, there's a lot to like on paper about this platform, right? You're talking about a relatively lightweight, mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, 6-cylinder, 5-speed manual gearbox with a roof that comes off and lets you experience the world around you while you're driving. And it's funny because I've never been one that is particularly enamored with the idea of driving without the roof on, but it creates a different vibe to the drive. I feel less inclined to try and push the car hard on this road and more inclined to simply enjoy it, and yes, drive it in a spirited way, no doubt, but maybe not pushing it so hard, really just enjoying being out on a great road, in a great car, and experiencing it and feeling the wind in your hair. You will notice that this particular Boxster doesn't have the wind deflector that should sit behind me. That would apparently, I'm told, reduce the amount of wind buffeting I'm getting in here. But that said, it's not really a problem. So when I asked the question at the start of this video, can a first-gen Porsche Boxster deliver the Porsche driving experience? I think that is entirely dependent upon what that driving experience looks like to you. If that driving experience means driving the most high-performance car, then no, it doesn't deliver on that. You know, this engine, I'll be honest, it's not particularly inspiring. It's okay. It doesn't sound particularly great. It doesn't feel like it's that powerful or torquey, but it's got enough to shoot me along this road very happily. It carries momentum beautifully, and I'm doing it right now. Suddenly, the lack of power becomes less of an issue because you can carry speed. And like I say, the suspension on this car, I don't want to put too fine a point on it. I think the suspension's rubbish, but I'm starting to feel confident in the car, and I'm throwing it around corners, doing heel and toe. The overall quality of the chassis is, maybe it's working harder than it should because of the quality of the dampers, but it's doing its job beautifully. And suddenly, the lack of power, the lack of torque, not an issue. It sounds okay. You could probably do an exhaust. So how would I sum this up? Can a 986 Boxster deliver the Porsche driving experience? I think it absolutely can. And when you think about it, okay, this is, let's say, a $17,000, $18,000 car. If you were to spend the money to get some factory quality dampers on this, then I think that would just really enable you to enjoy the absolute handling benefits that this platform delivers. If you are really keen to get into a Porsche and your budget is limited, and there's a little nagging voice inside your head that says, I could get into a Gen 1 Boxster, but I think it's probably not going to be a very good driving experience, I would say find the opportunity to have a go of one, because this, for me, as someone who's driven a lot of Porsches, I've found this absolutely captivating in all the right ways, a little bit of suspension work, and I think this car would be absolutely incredible. And quite honestly, even though it's not that powerful, I'd happily take this on a rally in the Alps, and I think I would have an absolute ball. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much for tuning into Last Rasp. Hit the like button and the subscribe button down below if you want to do that, and I'll see you on the next one.
When the sun comes up, it's like you didn't. Was it a dream? Was it a